Alright, so today we're going to talk about number 8 and number 11 on the 1-6 practice. So number 8 tells us to graph each figure with the given vertices and then identify the figure. Then we need to find the perimeter and the area of the figure. So for number 8, they give us points 0, 0, 3, -2, and 8, 0. So I have already graphed this using Desmos, and this is what I got. So we need to find both the area. It'll let me do. So we need to find the area and the perimeter. So the perimeter for this looks like a triangle to me. So we connect the sides, make ourselves a nice pretty triangle. So the area is going to be half the base times the height, and then the perimeter is going to be all the sides added together. So let's see, what do we want to do first? So first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that this side SU is 8 units, because I can count from the left all the way to the right, and I can see that it's 8 units long. Now, the challenge for these other two sides is that they don't go straight horizontally or vertically, so we have to use our distance formula in order to calculate these. So what I'm going to start off by doing is I'm going to do, we're going to do side TU first. So our distance formula is D equals the square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. And then what we need to do is plug in our values. So I'm going to use u as my sub 2's. So it's going to end up being 8 minus 3 squared plus 0 minus -2 squared. So that leaves me with 5 squared plus 2 squared. 5 squared is 25, and then 2 squared is 4, so we're left with the square root of 29 for that first side length. So I need to find the actual square root of 29, or the approximation of it, which is 5.4. So 5.4 units. And then I'm going to repeat the process over on the ST side. So using the same distance formula, we have, which I wish it would let me write down there, but it won't. So our same distance formula we're going to use, I'm going to use T as my sub 2, so we're left with 3 minus 0 squared plus -2 minus 0 squared, the square root of that. And so we're left with 9 plus 4, because 3 squared is 9, plus -2 squared is 4. So the square root of 13. Now I'm going to use my calculator to get the approximation of what that is. So the square root of 13 is 3.6 units. So now that I have all three of my sides, I can find the perimeter. So my perimeter is going to be 3.6 plus 5.4, which is 9, plus 8, so it's 17 units. would be my perimeter. Now, my area formula is half the base times the height. And so I'm going to use 8 as my base, and I'm going to drop in this green line right here to find my height, because it connects at a 90-degree angle with the base, and it's a straight shot up and down, so I can just count it. And I can see that it's 2 units long, because 1 unit to there, 2 units up there. So we have 2 boxes there, so it's 2 units long. So my area, to calculate that, I'm going to say area equals half the base, which is 8, times the height, which is 2. So 1/2 of 8 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So the area of this figure is going to be 8 units squared. Alright. So we're done with that piece. So that's number 8. And then number 11 says Jasmine plans to sew fringe around the circular pillow shown in the diagram. So if she's sewing fringe on the outside, it's going to be this outside line is going to have fringe in the yellow. So we're supposed to find out how many inches of fringe she needs to purchase. So if I'm finding how much fringe she needs to buy, I need to find the circumference, which the circumference, I know from my notes, is 2 times the diameter times pi. So my diameter here is 5, so 2 times 5 is 10. So I need 10 pi of fringe, but, whoa, that was wrong. 10 times pi equals, there we go. But they said how many inches she needs to buy. So we're going to have to round up no matter what to find the nearest inch of what she needs to purchase. So 10 pi is 31.4 inches. So I'm going to say she needs 32 inches of fringe based upon my calculations. If Jasmine doubles the radius of the pillow, what is the new area of the top of the pillow? So now we're finding the area, which is pi times radius squared. So we need to figure out if she doubles the radius. So if we double the radius, it's going to go from 5 to 10 inches. And then we need to find out what the new area is. So using this 10 inches, what would the area be? So I'm just going to plug the 10 into this formula. So I have area equals pi times 10 squared. And I know 10 squared is 100. So I'm going to say the area equals 100 pi inches squared. Now I could also plug that into the calculator and say 100 times pi equals, and it would be 314.16. So I could also say it's approximately 314.16 inches squared. So we're really just using those formulas from the video or the slides, whichever one you prefer, to calculate these measurements. Let me know if you have any other questions. Have a great rest.